What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into Modern Warfare Zombies, and today I'm bringing you guys the mission guide for all the Act 3, Tier 3, and 4 missions. All right, so first up, we have our only Tier 3 mission, known as Storm the Castle. This one is going to be 4 parts. Part 1 is asking us to complete a merc camp. Once you guys actually infill, you guys don't need to be extremely prepared, but having a self-revive is definitely helpful, especially if you guys are solo. You guys will then be able to open up your tac map, look for one of those merc camps, which is represented by the tent-like logo on it. You guys will be able to ping it, head over to this location, and within this location, there should be a couple of snipers and just a small variety of other mercenaries. You guys will need to eliminate them. There's probably around a total of 10 of them. Once you guys are able to eliminate all of the mercenaries within the camp, you guys will then be able to clear the camp. But once you guys are able to clear all the mercs within the camp, activity complete should pop up, knocking out part 1. Now part 2 is just asking us to clear a mercenary stronghold. Whenever you guys are clearing out that mercenary camp, once you guys are able to finally complete it, you guys will then want to head over to the buy station or workbench like little thing that they have there at the camp. You guys then can go behind it where there will be a mercenary cache. You guys can open this merc cache, getting access to a mercenary stronghold keycard, which you guys are going to need for part 2. So now that you guys have access to the mercenary stronghold keycard, you guys then can open up your map. You guys will be looking for what looks like a small castle icon on the map there. Depending on the RNG that you have, maybe you guys get lucky upon clearing that camp, and maybe there is a stronghold location just nearby. Once you guys are able to identify one of these strongholds, you'll ping it, head over to that location where you will be able to use your mercenary stronghold keycard to unlock the door. Once you guys unlock the door, you're going to need to clear out all the mercenaries inside it. Eventually, once you guys clear all the mercenaries inside it, or make your way up to the 2nd level, usually, you guys should be able to find a safe. You guys will then be able to activate the safe where a progression bar will pop up. During that time period, more mercenary reinforcements will come in. You guys will just continue to defend the safe from the mercenaries for the duration of that progress bar, but that's not when you will actually get the clear for the stronghold. So you guys will want to then open up the safe, grabbing the fortress key card out of the safe, putting that into your inventory, and once you guys actually pull the card out of that safe, it will then clear out the stronghold, knocking out part 2. Now part 3 is asking us to defeat a warlord. Now this one you are going to be a little bit more prepared for. I'm just recommending plates, maybe an extra self-revive. Kind of just depends if you're running solo or with a squad. And another really important thing to take with you when you're going for the warlord could be a Pila, which is going to be one of the launchers from Modern Warfare 2, as it will allow you to be able to lock on. You guys will be taking on an attack helicopter when you're going for the warlord, and it is significantly easier just to bring one of these launchers. If you are playing solo, you guys are going to want to bring it, of course. If you guys are playing in a squad, at least only one of you should bring this launcher. As long as one of you guys bring it, when the attack helicopter does come in, you will be able to shoot at it a total of 4 times, destroying it, and then you guys can choose to take on the warlord. Now once you guys are actually ready to take on the warlord, you're going to open up your tac map, and a little bit to the right of the 11 resort in the orange zone on the hillside will be a much larger castle-like logo that will look kind of similar to the stronghold, only a little bit larger. You guys will then go ahead and ping this on your map, head over to its location, and upon actually entering into the area, it will pop up on your screen that you are in the area of the legacy or to eliminate the legacy. Once that actually pops up, you then pretty much cause the aggro in this area and the attack chopper should come in. Now I definitely recommend staying on the outside of the walls, as it will limit the amount of mercenaries you have to take on while you're trying to challenge the chopper. Your main focus off the rip is just going to be taking out that attack helicopter, as it's going to be able to focus you shooting rockets and obviously just being able to shoot at you in general, which will make it a lot more difficult to then focus on the mercenaries once you guys are able to actually take out the helicopter, which again I recommend bringing in that launcher known as the Pila in order to take it out. You guys will be able to take out the attack helicopter and then focus on the rest of the mercs. Now again, if you guys are working in a squad, one of your teammates can choose to shoot at the attack helicopter while the rest of you guys are focusing on the mercs, because you guys will want to eliminate some of the mercenaries. That way you guys can make it over to the main building that's kind of in the center there, where you guys will then be able to unlock the door. None of the enemies inside of the fortress will actually spawn in until you unlock the door, but once you guys actually unlock the door, all the guys pop up inside, and some of them might even start to come outside of the building as well. Now if you guys are looking for a really easy method to take out the warlord without actually going inside, you guys can head over to my channel where I did do a video on how to eliminate the warlord in under 7 minutes. I definitely recommend that guy because it does have a method in order to eliminate him much quicker. But if you guys are just doing it the old-fashioned or normal way, you guys will unlock the door, and you guys are going to want to be cautious of the traps. The first trap that you're going to really see is going to be a proximity mine at the bottom of the stairs. You might also see a suppression mine down there as well. Then you guys are going to make your way to the top of the stairs, where you guys are going to want to defuse the incendiary grenade. You guys will be able to defuse that. Just to the right around the corner, once you hit the top of the stairs, will be another suppression mine. You guys are going to want to take that out. Then there's going to be another door with an incendiary grenade that you guys are going to want to defuse. You guys are going to go ahead and defuse that. And within this next room will be a few more traps, but also some more mercenaries that you guys are going to want to be cautious of, and also the warlord. So once you guys actually make your way in to the left of the room, right inside of the window, you guys will barely be able to see it, will be another suppression mine, and then just inside of that window to the right will be also another suppression mine you guys are going to want to take out. Once you guys remove the 2 suppression mines there, the main thing you guys are going to want to do is take out the individual mercenaries within the room. You guys are also going to want to be extremely cautious because the warlord does have a fire shotgun, and if you guys are playing in a squad, it definitely helps to have one person watching the stairs, as reinforcements will come in, including the recons who can sneak up behind you and knife you. So it does help again to have somebody watching for those mercenaries coming up from behind, where the other person or people are actually just trying to focus on the warlord and the mercenaries. Once you guys actually clear out all the traps, it gets a lot easier, but do keep in mind there are trophy systems, so most things things that you guys are going to throw like grenades are just going to blow up in your face. So you're going to want to avoid doing that. And you guys will make your way into the room. If you guys actually have the Aether Shroud, you guys can pop the Aether Shroud, making your way over to the actual location of the Warlord or standing right next to him, just aiming at the top of his head, firing at him until he's eliminated. Once you guys actually take out a majority of the mercenaries, at least if there's multiple of you, you guys shouldn't have too many issues actually going over to the Warlord himself and just shooting him until he's eliminated. Again, just be cautious of his fire shotgun. If there's multiple of you, you guys can just challenge him at the exact same time. Inevitably, one of you guys should make it over to him, being able to take him out pretty quickly. But once you guys are actually able to defeat the Warlord, that will knock out part 3. Now, part 4 is just asking us to collect Strauss's research. Once you guys actually eliminate the Warlord, there should be a pinged item that says Strauss's research. It should just pop up on the ground. If there's any issue with it popping up, you guys might want to try to unequip this mission, restart your game, re-equip the mission, and then go back in and try again. Some of these missions can tend to be a little bit buggy, so it is definitely possible you guys could run into an issue. But once you guys are actually able to eliminate the Warlord and get access to Strauss's research, part 4 and this mission will be complete. All right, so next up we have our first mission in tier 4 known as Closing Time. This one will be 3 parts, and it's actually on the more challenging end as it does have us fighting one of the most difficult things in the game. Now, part 1's asking us to enter the Aether Storm. This is probably the easiest, obviously, of this entire mission. It only just requires us to open up our TAC map, identify where the Aether Storm is starting. If it is in the tier 2 or tier 3 zone, I definitely recommend exfilling and coming back in, as it is going to affect the rest of the mission. Now, as long as you guys open up your TAC map and it is in the tier 1 zone, all you need to do is head over to its location, walk within the Aether Storm, and once you guys actually walk into it, part 1 will be complete. Now, part 2 is asking us to kill 50 zombies inside the Aether Storm. Now, I would definitely recommend, before even bothering going over here, go and get Pack-a-Punch level 2 at least. Definitely Pack-a-Punch level 3 if you guys tend to struggle with the more difficult things. And obviously, if you guys go ahead and Pack-a-Punch level 3, you guys will just be putting yourself in a lot better position. Having access to some extra self-revives, especially if you're solo, will be crucial. If not, just make sure you guys have a good amount of perks. Get the crucial ones: Speed Cola, Stamina, Juggernog. Basically, just get those things that are going to help keep you alive, and make sure you guys have a weapon strong enough to output a lot of damage. Now, once you guys are geared up, again, I definitely recommend Pack-a-Punch 3. You guys don't have to go crazy with the rarity. Even a blue rarity will be good. But you guys will then make your way over to the Aether Storm, obviously knocking out part 1 by entering it. Then you'll be able to also shoot the 50 zombies within the storm. Now, the good news about part 2 is when you guys are actually shooting the zombies, they will continuously spawn in within the storm. So there's almost always some zombies available within the storm, so you guys shouldn't have too many issues as long as you guys hang out inside of the storm. Make sure you guys do have a gas mask. Elemental Pop can be extremely helpful for this as well, as you guys can hang out in the storm only taking armor damage. Then all you're going to really need to do is just continue shooting at the zombies, eliminating them. Hopefully at this point you have a pack 3 weapon and you're able to knock them out pretty quickly. You guys will just continue to hang out here shooting at the zombies until you rack up the 50 eliminations that you need, which you guys will be able to check your progress via your TAC map. Once you guys hang out within the storm shooting at the zombies, eliminating the 50 that you need, that will knock out part 2. Now, part 3 is where things are a lot more difficult, as it's asking us to defeat Stormcaller inside the Aether Storm. Now, this is going to be the disciple that is specifically within the storm at the beginning of the match, throughout the entire match, unless another player or team makes their way over to the location and eliminates it before you. Now, it is important to note, if you guys make your way all the way to the storm and you guys do not see the disciple within it, that means that somebody else probably made their way over to this location and eliminated it before you. So it might be helpful for you guys to head over to it. Just make sure that the disciple is in there before you guys go through all the steps to get geared up and get everything that you need. Now, depending on where your storm location is, will kind of help determine how difficult this challenge is really going to be, because the real issue with the Stormcaller is that it is a disciple, so it does use its leeching ability to gain health back, and whenever it does leech at you, the best thing you guys can do is either put enough distance between you or put an object between you and that disciple, kind of just breaking its leeching ability. The problem with some of the locations of the storm is there's not a lot of objects to allow you to interrupt this ability, so it tends to make the disciple heal a lot more often than it should, causing the fight to drag on a little bit more than it should. Now, something that could be extremely helpful when actually fighting the Stormcaller is, one, to have Deadwire equipped, as Deadwire seems to impact the disciples the most, and the other thing to have equipped would be decoys, because you guys can go over to a resupply, which hopefully will be really close to the storm location, but you guys will then be able to hold on to your 3 decoy grenades, using them to kind of distract the horde of zombies that continuously follows around the disciple. That way you guys can use that time period to focus on headshot damage while using whatever weapon of your choice and doing a significant amount of damage to the disciple. Once you start getting overwhelmed by the zombies again, you throw another decoy, kind of repeat this process. Within a few decoy grenades, or within enough time, depending on obviously how many squad mates you have with you, you guys should be able to do enough damage to the Stormcaller to eventually take him out. Again, if you guys aren't in the tier 1 zone trying to do this, it's going to be extremely difficult, as I know this from experience doing it in the tier 2 zone. You will not be wanting to do this outside of the tier 1 zone. You guys will just repeat the process of throwing decoys, distracting the zombies, focusing all the damage on the disciple in the storm. But finally, once you're able to defeat the Stormcaller within the Aether Storm, that will knock out part 3 and complete this mission. Next up, we have Spring Cleaning. This is probably one of the most difficult missions in all the 3 acts, as it's asking us to clear an infested stronghold in the high threat zone. Now, there is 2 infested strongholds that I found are pretty common in the high threat zone. There's going to be one on the right side of the zone, kind of close to the orange zone, and this is going to be the easier of the 2 to actually complete. So whenever you're ready to take on this mission and you guys are looking in the tier 3 zone, if there isn't one on the right side of it, it is definitely going to be a lot more difficult. The other infested stronghold is near some turrets, so if you guys do have access to the Deadbolt ammo mods or just the activation for the Deadbolt in general, you guys will be able to throw those into those turrets, kind of helping you defend the area while you guys try to clear out the infested stronghold. But my recommendation is if the one on the right side of the zone is available, that'll be the one that you want to go to, as it is going to be closer to the orange zone, so if any issues do arise or you guys have any problems, you guys can at least then escape over to the orange zone. Now, before even taking this on, I definitely recommend coming in with a Pack 2 crystal, getting your weapon up to Pack-a-Punch level 2, then maybe completing some contracts until you have enough essence built up to go with Pack-a-Punch level 3, and you're definitely going to want to make sure you have stamina up, speed, cola, and juggernog, as they're extremely important in the high tier zone. Then once you guys have all of these things and you're ready to head over to it, you will then open up your tac map, pinging the infested stronghold, and then heading over to its location. Now, if you guys are doing this solo, it is 100% required to bring decoy grenades, as you will easily get overwhelmed within the infested stronghold trying to take the sis out by the amount of zombies, as you won't be able to eliminate the zombies fast enough, and it can get you in a pinch pretty quick. So having these decoys, being able to throw them, running into the infested stronghold, clearing out whatever sis you can during that time, and then running out and making sure that you're safe before throwing another decoy, or at least eliminating a bulk of the zombies before heading in again, as there is going to be a lot of sis within this stronghold that you guys will have to eliminate all of them in order to actually complete. So if you are running solo, the decoy grenades are going to be your best friend. If you guys are running in a squad, one of you guys should go in and actually try to destroy the sis, while the other player just distracts the zombies by throwing decoys or just eliminating as many of them as they can. Or if you guys are even in that one that's near the Deadbolt turret, just filling up the turrets and activating them any chance that you get. Essentially, you just want to take turns if you have multiple of you going into the stronghold, eliminating sis, getting out. That way no one gets overwhelmed, no one is getting attacked by zombies aggressively, and each of you have a chance to actually go in and eliminate sis, eventually being able to clear them all out. If you guys move pretty quickly, even solo, when you guys throw the decoy grenade, you guys should be able to go in, identify 3 or 4 of the sis, be able to clear them out, go back out, repeat this process. If at any point you guys do run out of your decoys, go over to your nearest ammo resupply, grab some more, head back over to the location, and just continue doing this. Eventually, you guys will be able to clear out all the sis. One thing that would make it substantially easier is obviously joining with as many players as possible, up to 6. If you guys had a 6-man, more than likely half of you guys could go within the stronghold, the other half of you could defend it, and you guys wouldn't have any issue at all. But once you guys are able to go into the infected stronghold and clear it out of all the sis, finally completing that activity, you guys will knock out this only part and complete this mission. All right, next up we have our last and final mission in tier 4, known as Holdout. Now this one is going to be 3 parts, and it's actually one of the easiest in all of Act 3, as part 1's asking us to complete an Outlast contract. So once you guys actually infill, you're going to go ahead and open up your tac map. You're going to be looking for the contract that has the satellite dish on it. We'll ping this, head over to its location. Once you guys grab it, it will send you over to a location where you guys have to activate a P&D within a certain area. You guys will then activate this P&D. You guys will stay within the radius of it as it does fill up to 100%. You guys will have to defend it throughout this time period, of course, against zombies and hellhounds and possibly specials or elites, depending on the area you're in. You guys will just continue to hang out in this area until the bar fills up to 100%. Once you guys actually fill it up to 100%, that will complete this contract and knock out part 1. Now, part 2 is just asking us to kill 50 zombies inside the corrupted space. Now, this should be pretty easy, as within the time period that you're in the corrupted space, unless for some crazy reason you guys have an issue with the spawning of your zombies, you guys should be able to eliminate way more than the 50 zombies, even if you guys hang out within it during the entire time. If you guys have any issues or you're afraid you're not going to get the zombies within that time period, you guys could always step outside of the zone, let that percentage go down quite a bit, then head back into the zone where you guys will get more zombies spawning in, and then you guys can continue the progress. But once you guys are able to eliminate the 50 zombies while you're in the corrupted zone, that will knock out part 2. Now, part 3 is just asking us to exfil with the Wonderwaff GG2 plans. Now, this is going to be pretty straightforward once you complete the Outlast contract, and you also got the 50 zombies within that contract while you're in the corrupted space. When you go over to your reward, you'll go ahead and open that up, and within that will be the Wonderwaff DG2 plans. Now, let's say, for example, you guys go ahead and complete an Outlast contract and you guys open up your reward. You might not just have it available if you did fail the second part, so you will have to complete part 1 and also part 2 in order for the reward to be there. So let's say, for example, you guys do complete the Outlast contract, but you don't get the 50 zombies within the corrupted space for some reason. You guys would still have to go and complete a second contract, although it is going to be required. And within actually completing that second part, that second Outlast contract that you complete in the reward should have the Wonderwaff GG2 plans. Once you guys are actually able to get access to the Wonderwaff DG2 plans, the only thing left for you to do is exfil safely. So you go open up your tac map, look for the closest exfil, head over to its location, call it in, defend it for the time period that's required, exfil safely, and part 3 and this mission will be complete. That's going to wrap things up for today's mission guide. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.